Welcome to our Transforming Assessment website, where we're having a look at new ways in which we can set assessment tasks for students in the online environment by using tool-based assessment. What we're doing here is looking at different question types, different types of tasks that we can ask students to do in the online environment, where we want to ask more sophisticated tasks because we're not relying on students just to memorize things. We're actually asking them to use a tool or an artifact or an object to be able to help them generate those responses. So we'll go in and have a look at some of our discipline examples from the website. In this particular case, we've got some broad discipline areas where we've tried to put together some examples. In this case, we shall go and have a look at arts and humanities. And the particular thing that I would like to talk about today is the use of QuickTime VR or virtual reality images inside questions in a typical learning management system. So we'll go to QuickTime VR movies in this case and have a look at some of the examples. Now we'll be looking at it from, first of all, a student's perspective and then from a teacher's perspective. So this is the student view. You can see that we have typical matching questions.
Yeah, I understand that the audio is very low on that. The audio is not that important at the moment because you can just see the example that we're trying to show here. So if you just watch through the example, you'll be able to see the QuickTime VR image come up.
Is open up this first one. You'll notice that this question says to click on this link, and we're going to view the inside of a Danish church.
And again, what you just saw there was exactly what a student would do.
Second window, and this QuickTime VR image is opening in that second window. So two browser windows open. One still has the question and the options that the students will be choosing from in this particular case. The second one is the tool or the artifact or the object that we want them to interrogate in some way. In this particular case, we've gone to an external website, so this is just a link on the web, and this is a QuickTime VR image or virtual reality image of the inside of a church. What we can do, or what the student can do with this, of course, is manipulate this. So they can scan, look down, look up, look to the left, look to the right. And why would we want them to do that? What this allows us to do is to get students to examine a three-dimensional structure or three-dimensional arrangement for the relative positioning of the objects inside that three-dimensional arrangement. We can also get them to go closer or to move back to get a different view, look at details or a broad perspective of the particular scene. What this allows us to do is to set question types for students that rely on them being able to see the relative.
Okay, what I'm going to do is stop that one and just take you now straight into Second Life and show you some examples that we've been doing in Second Life. So I've skipped now, and I've actually skipped some of the slides. So I'm just moving now into Second Life and showing you what a quiz chair. This is from the Sloodle set. So this is Second Life in Moodle, and just showing you similar sorts of things that we've been doing inside Second Life.
We have the chairs here, and you can see this is from the Sloodle 1.1 set quiz chair. We've put in an extra feature here where if we left click on here, we can access an external web page, which is where students can find additional information. We won't look at that for this particular example. We'll just look at the quiz chair itself. And to sit on the quiz chair, we right click and we go to sit here. And once we do that, the quiz starts.
Okay, what I'll do is just talk over the top of it because I know that it's very low sound anyway. What we're doing here is in Second Life, we're providing a quiz inside Second Life as well as some resources. So on the wall, it's basically a presenter, so it shows some slides on the wall. We also have a link there to an external website. So again, the student can have Second Life open plus an external website. They could be asked to do things in the external website and then come back and do things inside Second Life on the basis of what they've just done in the external website. On the left-hand side there, and it might be very small, you can actually make this larger in your own window if you want, but because it's just inside that window, you can make it larger. But what you're seeing on the left-hand side there are the actual questions that students are being asked. So we've actually set up a quiz, and this happens to be sitting on a quiz chair. So we didn't build the quiz chair, that's done by the Sloodle people. So Matthew can put that in there. So Sloodle is Second Life in Moodle, and what what happens here is you can actually set your quiz up in Moodle using the Moodle quiz tool, and those questions actually appear inside Second Life. And so the students actually answer the question in Second Life. And so what we've done is tried to show how you can mix and match the two things. So you can do things in-world and out-world. You can do things inside Second Life. You can do things inside a web page or inside a website, or set activities for them to do in Second Life that they then pick up, things in Moodle that they then pick up in Second Life. And you can see on the wall that what the avatar is looking at on the wall there will be some slides that you can pick up, and they can use that information to be able to help answer the question. So once again, it's trying to show how you can mix and match technology that already exists to give students much more sophisticated tasks to be able to do. You could actually do this as group activity as well. We've got this set up here obviously as an individual doing this, but you could run it as individual or you could run it as group. And you can see on the wall that those slides are changing there. So what the student can do is just click on that wall and move through the different slides that you have up there. And those slides would relate to the questions that they're being asked, which are actually sitting inside the Moodle system. And when they answer those questions, their responses go back to the Moodle system. So I think this is really, it's very early days for this sort of thing, but I think it's a really nice example of how you can combine in-world activities inside virtual worlds with things that they can do outside those virtual worlds. And it means that you don't have to build everything inside the virtual world. Because one of the issues that we found, and certainly I think Shamim and Matthew will testify to this, is that to build things inside Second Life, for those of you who have done it, it's a lot of hard work. And we already have good tools available to us, not in Second Life, but outside Second Life, that work perfectly well for assessment tasks. And so wouldn't it be good if we could leverage off those to be able to get students to do things inside Second Life, but use all those tools that we've got outside of Second Life? So that's what we've been trying to do here, is to show how you could mix and match those things. So that was one example that I just showed from the biology example there. I will just bring up another one here in a minute. Just give me a second.